What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the Infographics show's, I guess, video that explains what a day in the life of a Marine is like. A lot of people ask me, what is a day like every single day for a Marine? Well, the Infographics show thinks they know what it's like. So we're going to react to it and see what they got wrong and what they got right. But let's get into this video.
The U.S. Marines were established as the Continental Marines on November 10, 1775, to conduct ship-to-ship fighting and provide security aboard the fledgling United States ships of war. Since that time, they have fought in battlefields all over the world, as famously depicted in the official song of the U.S. Marine Corps, the Marines' Hymn, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Now, all that right there is complete truth. The Marine Corps, the birthday is November 10th, 1775. The Marine Corps started off as an amphibious force, and Marines fight in any climate in place. So everything they just said right there, infographic show, you got it right so far. As you should. You would think everything in this video should be true. They have millions and millions of subscribers, and they do, videos on facts that they came up with. So you would think they should have their facts, or should have some legitimacy. If they have so many subscribers, you would think they're making sure their info is correct, but we're about to see.
Today we'll take a closer look at what it's like being in this branch of the armed forces in this special episode of the Infographic Show, A Day in the Life of a U.S. Marine. A Marine's daily routine can differ depending on whether he or she is deployed or in garrison at their home station.
Okay, that is true. So yes, your day is going to be different. If you're on deployment, you're going to be kind of doing mission set things, depending on what kind of deployment you got. And when you're in garrison meaning when you're back in your home duty station, yeah, it's going to be different than what you're going to do on deployment. So yeah, they got that right.
Garrison, though, a typical...
Whoa, let's look at this. Let's look at this this schedule. A typical schedule. 5:30 a.m. wake up. Okay, yeah, I can kind of get that. 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. PT. Okay. 9 a.m. personal time. What the fuck is personal time? 11:30 a.m. form up for chow. 1 o'clock p.m. fall back into formation. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they say a day is like just based off this schedule.
Schedule looks like this. 5:30 a.m. Wake up call with a half hour to get dressed, sweep, and mop the floor of the entire barracks.
Of the entire barracks? Who the fuck doing that? So yeah, they recently, when I first got in, it wasn't wake up at 4 or 5:30. It was wake up whenever you were told to wake up. So if it was 4 a.m., 3 a.m. when you were a boot, but that's a whole different story. But for the majority of part, yeah, now the Marine Corps is getting up at 5:30. It's kind of a Marine Corps wide thing now. But doing the whole fucking barracks, cleaning the whole barracks in 30 minutes, yeah, no one's fucking doing that. One, your hallway, if you live in the barracks, you just maintain your hallway and all that stuff. So yeah, the boots, the new guys are gonna sweep the hallway and freaking mop the hallway in the morning before PT. Usually, but most of the time it's gonna be after PT. But yeah, I personally didn't get up until right before I had to be outside for a formation and then PT. So I always didn't even get up at 5:30.
Like many religious people, Marines believe that cleanliness is next to godliness. 6 a.m. PT or physical training. Soldiers fall into formations of squad, platoon, or company sizes for morning PT. Exercises
Now their timeline is pretty accurate with the PT. We usually do PT around 6 a.m. Most of the time I did.
But typically start with the side straddle hop or jumping jacks for civilians.
Now I don't know who the fuck starts off PT like that. We barely did fucking jumping jacks. We definitely not starting off a PT with jumping jacks.
And like most physical exercises, are done in 3 counts. So the number done is actually 3 times higher than what you count allowed.
And believe it or not, even during PT, we always do a 3 count. The 3 count stuff is mostly for boot camp. That's just to keep everyone in sync because it's a big group. Now, if you have a really, really big group, then yeah, you're gonna do workouts that are 3 counts. But if it's just your team or your squad doing PT, I'm not usually we're not even doing jumping jacks for one. But some of the stuff is not even 3 count. But
push-ups, sit-ups, and exercises you might remember from PE class, like the mountain climber follow, with repetitions of 15, though they can go up to as many as 50.
Now I love how they try to give the repetitions. If you do mountain climbers for PT anytime in the Marine Corps, it's only gonna be to 15 to 50 reps. You're not gonna do any more than that. No, you're gonna do whatever you're told, however many you're told. But mountain climbers they suck. They honestly suck. We did do I personally did mountain climbers a lot, but I can tell you it was definitely way more than 50.
Next up for PT is the formation run, as typically seen in movies, with soldiers in formation running and singing cadences to keep pace and...
Yeah, no, we don't fucking sing cadences. Like that's a pogue thing for sure. Like if they're running in a formation, yeah, pogues, they're gonna freaking sing cadence and all that shit. Grunts, we didn't really do that. We only did that for like big battalion runs, so that's when everyone was singing cadence and stuff like that. But just like a normal day, like wake up PT, let's say we're going for a run, no one's fucking singing cadences. Like no, we're not doing that.
And motivation up. These runs can go anywhere from 3 miles to 7 miles. And
3 to 7 miles. So they're saying the Marine Corps, like your PT sessions every single morning is 3 to 7 miles. Yeah, fucking right. People can even barely pass the PFT, which is 3 miles. So if we ran 3 to 7 miles every day, everyone would fucking pass the PFT with flying fucking colors, and that's not the case. Like, yeah, you're not gonna run 3 to 7 miles every single day.
And are never slow. Back at the company area, the unit engages in cool-down stretches to help their bodies adjust from the sudden stop of so much physical exertion. For those who couldn't keep
Okay, they got that right. Yeah, you're gonna cool down after you work out.
pace with the formation while running, they can expect a stiff word from their first sergeant and remedial PT at night and on weekends.
Yeah, no, okay, if you're like really overweight, then your first sergeant might say something to you if you keep failing weight. But just because you fall out of PT, your first sergeant's not going to come talk to you. Also, you're not going to get remedial PT at night or on the weekends. That's called hazing. Like, that's literally the definition of hazing. Like, no, once you're off work, you're off work. They're not going to pull you at night to come PT or on the weekend to do it. Now, there is such thing as remedial PT for people that are struggling with weight and PT. Yeah, you can get extra PT, but it's usually throughout the day, like right before lunch or some shit like that. But it's definitely not at night or on weekends.
At about 9 a.m., Marines break for about an hour of personal time, during which they shower, clean up, re-clean their barracks, and get dressed in their uniform.
All right, so they're saying that PT was from 6 to 9:30. That's a long-ass fucking PT. PT usually lasts from like 6 to 7-ish, maybe. It's usually about an hour long, and then as soon as you get done PT and you shower and you change and you go to the chow hall if you can. If you can't, you just go grab something quick. And by 9:30, we're already either doing a class, we're doing something by 9:30. Like, we're not just showering and stuff like that. No, by 9 o'clock, we're already in a class. We're already doing something. So they got this all the way fucked up to this point.
The U.S. Marines like to keep sharp minds, so at 10 a.m. there is typically classroom training of some kind, from weapons to tactics or remedial technical training on various pieces of
Okay, they got back on track. It's just their timing was a little off, but yeah, they're right on that.
equipment. At 11:30 a.m., Marines form up for chow.
Now we don't form up. It's just from 11 to like 1 or 11 to 12, we go to chow. So we don't form up or anything. It's just break to go to chow.
Formation, they are briefed on what will be coming in the afternoon. From 11.
So that formation is usually given right after or like right before PT or right after PT. That formation that like what the plan of the day is wouldn't be given at 12 o'clock in the day, like 12 o'clock that afternoon. Like, no, you're gonna get that early in the morning, either right before PT or after PT. So they're wrong on that one.
10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., you are on personal chow time. You eat, run any errands, or even take naps if you have the time, though you probably won't. At 1 p.m.,
you'll definitely have the time. If you want to go to your room and take a nap, you definitely can.
All Marines fall back into formation. Typically, this is followed by afternoon weapons training, either on the firing range or running tactical/immediate action drills. Marines focus on.
So, after chow, you're either going to go back to whatever you're doing, right? You're not going to just be going to the firing range whenever you want. That's how they kind of made it seem like everyone, like every single day, you're going to go to the firing range. Like, no, you're not going to do that. After chow, you're just going to continue doing whatever classes you were doing or whatever you were doing. But you're not going to have a formation. The next formation you'll have is at the end of the day. Now, some units, some companies do have 3 formations a day. My unit, we only did 1 in the morning and 1 like when work was over. So we're not going to have a midday formation unless it was something very important to tell everybody.
Marksmanship and can expect to spend a lot of time on the range, but it's important to know how to fight on different battlefields, so you can also expect to spend even more time in mock-up villages or city blocks to learn important urban combat.
Now, these kind of skills we're talking about and these kind of things, you're not going to be doing this unless you're in the infantry. So a pogue is not going to do this on a daily basis. Yeah, like a grunt might work on some, immediate action drills, some shooting drills, doing mount, which is what this is, going through an urban environment, like basically knocking down doors and stuff like that. You'll get that type of training, but you don't even get that type of training every single day. You know what I'm saying? We're not just focused on one aspect of being a Marine. It's kind of just you're going over everything that entails your job. So Yeah, but if you're not even a grunt, you're not even going to be doing most of the stuff they've already said. So
combat techniques. Between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., or possibly later, the company returns weapons to the armory and returns back to the company area to fall into formation and be briefed on the day's progress, plus receive any news. The CO, or commanding...
So the armory turned in, so it does usually take that long though, like 2 hours, how they said, for 4 to 6, but that's not like a scheduled time. That's like, it's not on a timeline. If you got your weapon, like as soon as you're done with it, you just usually turn it in. And as long as it's not super dirty, they go ahead and take it. So let's say you get from chow at 1 o'clock, then to chow, you go back to training, you'll do whatever. And if y'all draw y'all's weapons, you don't. But most of the time, we don't even draw weapons unless we're actually going to the range. Like, we're not about to just go to the army every day and draw weapons unless we're actually training with them. So
officer leads the debrief and will eventually hand it off to the first sergeant, and so on down the chain until all pertinent information has been shared.
Now they did get that right. They did get that part right. So the end day formation, usually you're waiting on your company commander and your first sergeant to come out. Your first sergeant will usually talk first. At least how my unit did. The first sergeant will talk first and tell you whatever they got to tell you, and then they'll turn it over to your company commander, and then your company commander will tell anything that the first sergeant didn't say, and then it's usually like your platoon commanders dismiss you after that. So it's like 3 separate meetings before you get off work. So that part is accurate.
At this time, you will be dismissed, typically heading straight to evening chow. Your evening time is your own unless you have been restricted to quarters for disciplinary reasons or ordered to do remedial PT.
Now, like I said, remedial PT is usually not done after working hours. It's usually during working hours. But the disciplinary action, that is true. If you are, let's say you get NJP'd and you get put on restriction, yeah, you'll be confined to the barracks. But yeah, when you're off work, you're off work. You can do whatever you want to. You can go to the bar, you can go shopping, you can go literally do whatever you want until it's time for you to be back at work for more information the next day.
A Marine's life is one built around constant training and readiness for combat, anywhere, at any time. Their daily routine reflects this, and a strict adherence to discipline makes them one of the most formidable fighting forces on the planet. So,
yeah, okay, that part is true, but not for every single Marine. If you're not a grunt, you're not even really training on most of the just combat-related things that they were talking about. But guys, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, what do you want to see out of me next? Guys, we're getting really close to 100K, guys. We're almost there. So if you have not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you do not miss anything from me. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.